Back, and I recognize the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Pfluger.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for holding this, and this is a continuation of multiple hearings that we've had and have been personally concerned about this for a number of reasons, but I'll start with just a statement about the fact that the weekends and the last week's tragedies that happened in Texas, which we were involved in, had several local and state law enforcement officials reach out and say, what are we going to do? Because the Chinese-made technology is allowing them to do things like search and rescue, but obviously we are concerned about that, and we have stated those concerns in this hearing room for at least 2, maybe 3 or 4 years. So, not really a question so much as a statement of like, how do we go faster? How do we, get to a point where we can keep up with that technology? And then I'll go to Mr. Hutton on the conversation of Ukraine, which I've spent a lot of time studying. The iterative nature of the drones that we are seeing in that conflict is quite alarming, and I'm not sure that we're keeping up. So it's kind of in the same vein as what I mentioned about some of our law enforcement needs. But what features of these drones raise concern of similar tactics, techniques, and procedures being used here against us, whether it be critical infrastructure, military bases, or the like?
You put your finger on it, Congressman. Not just the technology, but also the tactics, techniques, and procedures are iterating at an incredibly fast pace. As has been mentioned already prior to your arrival, Operation Spider's Web in Ukraine, right, demonstrated the control of small UAS with kinetic payloads at 2,000 miles distance, indicating that you wouldn't even have to be in the United States or even on this side of the planet, right, to be able to conduct and execute a terrorist attack against U.S. critical infrastructure. We're there.
So with that statement, Mr. Feddersen, let's think about the truck, the 18-wheeler truck that the Ukrainians deployed against the Russian airplanes and fighter aircraft. Is that a possibility here? Do we have a possibility of shipping containers being in our ports that have already those types of drones that are ready to go pre-programmed?
We do. It's a scenario that's been honestly discussed kind of ad nauseum in the community as to how it can happen. It can be at the ports. It can be a 18-wheeler, but it can also just be a flatbed pickup truck or any other truck that's driving around.
What resources do we need that we do not have right now to both protect against some sort of critical infrastructure, military, or even civilian type attack, and what do we need to think about legislatively? And I'll open that up. We just go down the line. We have 1 minute and 40 seconds. So
I'll move quickly. You need a common integrated air picture. 3 companies before you all make competitive products in this space. There is a supply of this capability.
Who would run that air picture?
Well, that would depend. Probably it would have to be delegated down to the operational users using a set of standards and certifications and validations provided for by the federal government.
Mr. Walker?
I think the other thing that you need to think about, sir, is the fact that it's easier to hide in a crowd. Drones in our airspace right now outnumber manned aircraft 4 to 1. That's going to double by 2027. That's going to double again by 2030. So as we're talking about the ability to defend against these threats, we have to equally be thinking about how do we quickly identify those threats. And I know I sound like a broken record on that, but that's going to become much more concerning and much more of a challenge, because we have to remember, of those drones in the air, 99% or better of them are performing real, valuable missions that are saving and protecting American lives.
Mr. Feddersen, and we'll have 30 seconds to split it with Mr. Robbins.
Yeah, real quick on the whole concept. It's integration. So we are collaborating to compete in space. We just need the policies to open up so that individuals can figure out what they need. There is no one silver bullet, so all the systems tend to talk to each other and be able to cover each other in layers.
Lastly.
Yeah, as mentioned, the congressional rules have not been updated since 2018. Expand airspace awareness detection technology very broadly, and expand the mitigation tools more narrowly with vigorous training and oversight of that program.
You know, we've asked, Mr. Chairman, I've asked NORAD Northcom to come and testify, and I think it's imperative that they do that, because if we're going to delegate this and we're going to integrate with the state and local level with a common air picture, which I agree with, then they're going to play a key role, and that positive identification is absolutely key. Thanks for holding this hearing. Yield back.